What is going on, guys? Chris with Journals Conversation Pop Culture. We are live. We are live. It is Friday. Those watching on the rewind, chillax, sit back for a couple of minutes, fast forward, so I can sit here and allow some folks to join us. This is a pre-show live. For those stopping by today, check out the live show on the Comic Book Canon YouTube. We are just over 1.5 hours away. What's going on, Isaac and Kid Collector? 1 hour and 38 minutes away. The Lost Comic Kid from our Comic Book Canon live show. It's going to be a crazy weekend, guys. We got DC Fandom coming up all day tomorrow. So that's going to keep us entertained. And today here, I'm going to do an unboxing, and I'm also going to be talking about more controversy when it comes to first appearances, second appearances, cameo appearances. So I'm really excited to talk about that. It has to do with the video that I posted yesterday. Varangian, yes, thank you so much. We had a scare this week. California is on fire right now, guys, and the fires reached 5 miles away from my home. Even still, it's a little cleared up today, but the air was basically smoke and ash. We couldn't go outside for 2 days. We couldn't see the sun, and the ground is covered with ash. It's horrible. What's going on, Mike? Where is Batman? Hey, we're going to be talking about Batman on the Comic Book Canada show this evening. Again, let's give it a couple more minutes. Let some folks get in here. I'm really excited to talk about this controversy today. For sure. It's been a fun week for me on my channel. I will say, man, hey, a lot of fun content that I talked about, a lot of great feedback. Had some trolls. I appreciate the trolls. What I believe is going on right now is somebody is opening spamming me from like shell accounts, trolling me. And all I have to say to that is when folks take time to troll you, that's when you know you made it, right? But I'm not going to give any more energy to that. Other than that, like I said, lots of good stuff to talk about tonight on the Comic Book Canon show. It is a big weekend. We got Star Wars news. We got fandom news. We got lots of MCU / Sonyverse news. I can't wait to talk about that stuff, guys. So let's see. Yes, Kid Collector. Thankfully we are safe. They controlled it. It hopped the freeway on the north side of our town, and our north side of town got evacuated, but we had everything packed up. Well, not everything. I mean, but we had necessities packed up and we were ready to go. And it's tough as a collector. You know, there's no way I could, even with warning, there's no way I could pack up my stuff. You know, I'd probably grab maybe 2 boxes of some keys and my slabs, and that's it, man. So it is scary for sure. But with that being said, we are safe, thankfully. So how about, let's see, we got an unboxing, and we got some controversy, some fun controversy. You know, when I say controversy, it's nothing like crazy. I was in the comments with somebody watching my video. Much respect to this person, this individual, but he's bringing up some points that are valid to discuss. So yeah, now, basically, we have either the unboxing or this controversy to talk about first. So I'm going to get some feedback. What do you guys want? You want an unboxing? And I also want to show off my mail subscription. Or do we want to talk about some controversy regarding what to call a certain comic book? I'll wait a moment and let you guys give me some feedback and what you guys would like to see first. I am going to leave. Reggie says, the drama, baby. Bring the drama. I'm going to leave the link to the Comic Book Canon show. Boom. In the comments. So, guys, don't forget to check us out. We are an hour and a half away from our live show. So I'm excited. Guys, I have a big oversized shirt on right now. I'm looking, you know, this used to be the thing, the oversized shirt, but just wanted to show off this is actually, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the artist Collie Buddz. I was under the same label as Collie Buddz, and we had a chance to work together. This was one of his hit singles that he did, "Blind to You Haters." And I just wanted to come out here and wear it today. But so I'm getting a lot of votes for controversy. So I think we're going to have to get into that, guys. So let's do this. I'll tell you what, we're going to break up the comic book stuff because I want a few more viewers to come in. Let's show this book off first. Then we'll get into the controversy. Then we'll do the actual unboxing here. So I've been having fun showing you guys off my Marvel mail subscriptions. I'm going to be doing a video probably next week about my comic shop versus Midtown Comics. I can't wait to do this. Ooh, that's a nice cover. Look what we got. We got my mail subscription for Star Wars #5. And man, this is minty fresh, guys. See, this so once in a while I get books that don't get like any damage in the mail. It's amazing. I mean, it's got your standard rippling that, I mean, that's just, you know, off the press rippling. But this book has sharp edges and doesn't have any spine stress. So good job. There might be couple little spine ticks that don't color break, actually, that could probably come out with a press. But good job, USPS, for sending me my book without any real protection and it coming to me in a near mint condition. I like it. So it happens, guys. It happens sometimes. And I like that cover, too. That is sweet. Indeed, indeed. I'm a little behind on my reading of this new run. I only read the first issue so far. And like I said, I wasn't really like, for a first issue, it kind of left me like, okay. I mean, it's Star Wars. Let's see what happens next. But I wasn't like super excited, you know. But I got to get caught up on that for sure. So, all right, guys, let's talk about some controversy. So, I did a video yesterday that was entitled something along the lines of 6 hot Spidey second appearances to invest in. So did you guys watch that video? If you didn't, go check it out. Not right now, but when we're done with the live streams, right? Go check that out. I'm going to bring up these comments. Now, one thing I want to say, I've had a rough week, and I made that video in the middle of thinking that I had to evacuate my home because of a fire, right? And I made a couple of typo errors that and guys, I apologize if you watched that video. I made typo errors. I was talking about Kraven's first appearance. I had it down as 16 instead of ASM 15. And I didn't catch it when I was doing it. And then a huge typo error that I left was I was stating fair market values for an Amazing Spider-Man 9.6. And because I used the same panel and copy and paste for my different books, I didn't change the fair market value from the book before on the panel before. And so the fair market value still said 8.0 and it said $800 for an ASM 300, and that was inaccurate. It should have said 9.6 fair market value, $800. And I pride myself in being accurate, guys, and giving you guys accurate information. And boy, did it bring out some lack of cool heads. You know, they get you when you make one mistake. They get you, and it wasn't an intentional mistake. It was just a typing error and me not recognizing it and being conscious of it when I was doing the video. So I do apologize about that. But one thing that wasn't an error that has brought up some controversy was my pick for the second appearance of the Punisher. Because remember, this video was about hot second appearances. If you can't afford the first appearances, what are some nice key second appearances to get that are still strong on the market but aren't breaking your bank for thousands of dollars? And the book that I picked was none other than ASM. Let's get the glare off. There we go. ASM 135, second appearance of Punisher, right? So the same individual was commenting because I had the second appearance of Kraven the Hunter. He's like, well, technically, second appearance of Kraven is annual #1. But I was like, well, technically, his second appearance in terms of solo appearance and in continuity was issue ASM 34, right off the top of my head. So that's why I didn't count annual #1, because he appeared in annual #1 as part of the Sinister Six. So that's why I didn't count that, and it's not in continuity. And also, that book is even more valuable than ASM 15, which is the first appearance of Kraven the Hunter. So this book, this video was specific to those that are more affordable, the second best options. But when it came to the Punisher, this individual said, and again, I'm not being negative towards this individual at all. Much respect. I'm glad that he's bringing this up because it allows me to talk about these things, right? Let's see. Hey, what's going on, Tony? Tony is in the chat, guys. If you haven't checked out EGS, go check them out. Follow them on Instagram or check out the website. Let's see, where is this comment? Bear with me for a minute, guys. I'm going to find this comment. Okay, here we go. Nope, that's the Kraven comment. Coming up. Bear with me 1 minute. You guys wanted the controversy. I am going to bring it to you guys. I promise. Unless he deleted the comment. Let's see. I'm going to go straight into the video. Basically, let's just dive into it. And then I'm going to, here we go. It's right here. So he said, second Punisher is 134, not 135. And again, note, this is not, no ill feelings, mutual respect to this individual. I won't say his name just because I don't want to, if he's watching or if he sees this, I don't want to feel like I'm putting him on blast. Much respect to you. You know who you are. I say respectfully that is incorrect. Punisher shows up on the last page of ASM 134, or I said last panel of 134 on the last page, which leads into his second appearance in 135. If you want to believe one panel constitutes a full appearance, then that's a matter of arguing against the industry, similar to the cameo versus full argument. According to Marvel, Overstreet, CGC, CBCS, etc., 135 is his second appearance. He replied back, said no, it was 3 out of the 4 panels. And I guess on a couple panels, you see his arm and his foot. But then you see him in the last panel, you see his face. With multiple dialogue bubbles, check key collector, it's been recently changed. Okay. And then I said to him, I'm going to go live and I'll address this. Okay. First off, regardless, what I was trying to say was his appearance was on the back page. It doesn't matter if you saw his foot or his arm in a couple panels and then you saw his face in the back panel. ASM 135 is Punisher's second appearance. Now, until there is an official announcement from Marvel, not CGC, not Key Collector, from Marvel themselves, this is going to be the second appearance. And I don't know if you guys could see this, but right here, CGC recognizes, says right in there, I don't know if you guys can see that clearly, second appearance of the Punisher. Guys, this comes down to what the industry wants to dictate. I don't know what Key Collector app is doing. Key Collector app has made errors before. Key Collector app has only been around for 3 years. Hence, yes, we do want to recognize Key Collector as what they are, but they're merely a very low-level third-party contributor right now, okay? Now, you can argue that CGC and CBCS and your grading companies are third-party contributors as well. That's technically factual, but they are industry standard at this point, and I'm going to tell you why they are industry standard. See, I give CGC so much credit because 2 examples. One example is this recent issue with Virus and with COVID delaying the free comic book issue, and then that's supposed to be Virus's first full appearance, but it was delayed, and then issue 26 hit the shelves first, and now everyone is calling that his first full appearance. You know what CGC did? They said first appearance on Venom 26. They said something along the lines of first appearance of Virus in terms of release date, but was meant to be the second, but hit the shelves first because of COVID crisis and the delay of Free Comic Book Day. Now, it wasn't verbatim exactly that, but you get my point. Is industry leaders, they are saying, look, it is not up to us to decide what the first appearance is. Since Marvel has not issued a direct statement, we are going to be transparent, and we're not going to dictate on our slabs something other than what Marvel is stating themselves, okay? You guys get what I'm saying here. CBCS and CGC has done the same thing with the issue with the first appearance of Batman Beyond in continuity, right? They don't recognize any is a cameo or first full with the, what is it, the annual number 10 of Batman or Batman Superman or Batman Superman 21 or whatever they are, right? So I applaud these companies and CGC for doing this. They said, look, if we don't have an official statement from DC or from Marvel, we are not going to dictate what it is. So if to this person's point, if Key Collector is dictating that ASM 134 is considered the second appearance of Punisher without word from first and foremost Marvel, let alone CGC and CBCS, then I'm sorry, that's negligence because they do not have the power to dictate what the market states. Okay? So here's the argument. We can believe what we want to believe. We can look at ASM 134 and say, well, we see him. We see his face and he talks. That's an appearance. So I'm going to say it's his second appearance. You guys can go ahead and say that. I might agree with you. Look, he's there. He shows up. Why not call it his second appearance? But it's not for us to judge what defines that to industry standard. We could sit and say what we want about it all we want. Just like we could sit and say that Hulk 180 is the first appearance of Wolverine. It's not going to make the industry change the definition, and it's not going to make the value of 180 go spike way above 181, right? It's the same with this situation. I guarantee you the industry will never see Amazing Spider-Man 134 as the second appearance of Punisher. Two reasons. One, because it's basically what the industry defines as a cameo. But CGC doesn't even recognize 134 as a cameo. They don't even say anything. And the second reason, it's another first appearance. It's the first appearance of Tarantula. It's a key book in itself. But this book is the money book in terms of second appearance when it comes to Punisher. And it will be that way unless Marvel comes out and states, we're going to change it up. ASM 134 is the second appearance of Punisher. Let's look at some comments. Punisher should be the last, publisher should be the last authority. CGC and CBCS have plenty of mistakes on their slabs. Yeah, and that's why I said for these two situations, I appreciate them being transparent and not just rolling with something. And I know there's let me get to what I was going to say. Sacto says, when has Marvel ever made an official statements on first appearances? They have absolutely made statements on first appearances. And it usually goes to either the editor or the writer or the artist. And one recent example of that is the Black Winter. The Black Winter is a clear example to where they said, you guys can take this Silver Surfer Black issue 4, I believe, right? And you guys take it how you want to take it as fans, but that is not a cameo appearance of Black Winter. This is the cameo. This is the first full. That is an official statement from the publisher. From who said that? I believe it was Donny Cates, right? And the artist. And I believe the artist made a comment on that. That is an official statement, which means if people like Key Collector app or Go Collect or Cover Price or CGC or any grading company says otherwise, that's negligence to what the market is stating and defining it as such. Okay, so my point to this individual, again, I love this stuff. I get passionate about it, and I have no disrespect for this person saying this. At the end of the day, this individual can believe, he can sit back and say, hey, look, I don't care what CGC says. I don't care what Marvel says even. I don't care what anybody says. I'm going to say that ASM 134 is the second appearance. That's fine, but that's your opinion and nothing else. Nothing else. Now, if collectors can't see that and say, you're right, it's my opinion and nothing else, but I'm going to stick to my opinion. If they start arguing against that, that's where I might get a little I don't want to say like defensive, or I don't want to put my nose in the air, but that's where I'll get a little like lawyer on you, and like I'll bring you to court type of mentality, because it's like, look, that's where I feel we as collectors get too cocky. You know, we can only demand with our purchasing power, guys, right? So even and even then, our purchasing power doesn't always influence industry standard in terms of what they are labeling books, right? So even if our purchasing power decided that we all want to collectively agree that ASM 134 is the second appearance, therefore I want to buy that book before I do this one, and I'm willing to buy that book for more money than I'm willing to buy this one. Even if that happens, I don't see anyone in the industry changing it. Now, if that happens, I will come out and say I was wrong. But right now, as it stands, all we can do, guys, is we can have our personal opinions, but we have to know that our personal opinions are different than industry standard. And we also have to know that the only power that we have is our purchasing power. And at the end of the day, we decide what we want to collect. Like I said, if this individual wants to seek 134 before 135 because there's Punisher on the back page, go for it. I can't tell you otherwise. Marvel can't tell you otherwise. CGC can't tell you otherwise. And that's the end of the story. But at the end of the day, if I'm reporting on what the industry is dictating, I'm reporting accurate information by saying ASM 135 is the second appearance of the Punisher. So that's kind of what I have to say about that, guys. I'll look at some comments here. Varangian said he's not really a fan of the cameo concept. The market does a lot of stuff try to make the better looking book. I've talked about this before. I won't get too much into it right now, but I have issues with the term cameo ever being brought up, but I understand what that definition or what that label has been doing, and I'll probably be talking about this a lot more in the coming weeks, guys. I always bring this up, it seems. Lost Comic Kid says, I'm wondering because it was technically a cameo would still count as a key. And again, that's up to, you got to look at keys as being something that's sought after. A key book can be a key because it has a dope cover that's sought after, right? But it might not be there might not be any kind of first appearance or anything going on other than it has a nice cover, right? So yeah, I mean, you can look at cameos as key books. I mean, look at what's happened with ASM 299, cameo of Venom, or Hulk 180. When those first full appearances get out of reach for a lot of collectors, you go after the next best things, and that's possibly second appearances or cameo appearances. So, cameos can definitely still count as a key. A cameo second appearance, though, that's where it falls under the radar because it's almost meaningless. And in my opinion, you've already had his first full appearance, and then he shows up for one panel plus a couple feet and a couple other panels. It's similar to Hulk 182, where that's technically his Wolverine's second cameo appearance, but his second appearance is still Giant Size X-Men #1, right? So same with this. If you want to get technical, you could say that 134 is his second cameo appearance, or second appearance in cameo, and this is at his actual second appearance. So again, it's like, how technical do we want to get with the names and so forth? So Sacto says he's talking about going back to 180, 181, plus the statement from Donny Cates doesn't mean jack. As we all know, he makes statements to hype his stuff and then the market. Okay, Sacto, respect here, but we're going to kind of butt heads on opinion. And again, don't take it as like an attack. This is all a matter of respectful argumentation, right? So it's fun. It's fun stuff. It's debating things. It's not negative in terms of, oh, look, we disagree. But I'm going to challenge you again because, look, Marvel Comics, as a publishing company and as a trademark company, anything that is represented under their brand or any creator that is representing their brand is validity from the source. So whether or not a creator wants to state something one way because you think it's going to hype their book, it doesn't matter. That's defining it. They are defining it within industry standard as this is fact. So regardless, once again, regardless is if you agree or not, or you think whatever reason you think their intent is, that's fact, because unless higher ups at Marvel undermines the writers or the artists. So when a company makes a statement of the product that the company is putting out, that represents an official statement of the company. And if it's wrong, the company would come out and do like PR control, right? And kind of clean up the PR issue. So unless that's happening, if Donny Cates is writing a story for Marvel and he says, we created this character and this is his first cameo or his first full, that's industry standard fact. Unless somebody in Marvel ahead of him states otherwise. And it's just like I use the trading cards from the 80s and 90s as an example. Marvel, as a trademark brand, put those cards out. Yes, they use third-party distributors and manufacturers like Skybox cards, right? And whoever, I think they use Topps for some of their stuff or whatnot. I think, some of the other, like, I know Disney used Upper Deck for their, and Looney Tunes used Upper Deck. So those are the third parties that they use to manufacture and distribute. It's still Marvel's trademark. And when they would put what the first appearance is on the back of those cards, that's an official statement from the publisher. So let's see what else we got here. The market doesn't dictate what the first appearance is. The market dictates what the hot book is. Now, you could go back to a time before we had instant information and CGC and, even Overstreet, but, the internet, right? Let's go back before the internet. Sacto, what you're talking about is similar to the chicken or the egg situation. I do believe that once upon a time in comic book collecting, we had a situation where what came first in terms of what defined a first appearance, right? The chicken or the egg, the market demand or the publisher stating it so. And I do believe, but because here's the thing, without having Overstreet or the internet or all these resources to define first appearance, Hulk 181 was the money book. They saw this new character on the cover. He was in the whole story. Boom, that's the money book. Nobody cared that he appeared on the back panel of 180. Even when Marvel started, even when Overstreet came out in the late 70s and early 80s and started publishing their book, even when Marvel started producing I have them right here, the trading cards, right? Marvel stated Hulk 180 is the first appearance. So that goes against your claim that the industry or the demand dictates first appearance. Demand doesn't dictate first appearance. Demand doesn't dictate the definition of the elements of the book. Demand dictates the value and the value only, right? Because even when 181 was the hot money book before the internet and before CGC, Marvel themselves and Overstreet were declaring 180 as the first appearance of Wolverine. They declared 299 as the first appearance of Venom. There was no such thing as cameo at the industry level. But I believe when controversy started to stir up with more newer modern books like Gambit, and when the internet hit, and then you had CGC coming, Marvel, the publishers, Overstreet, CGC had to get on board and say, we need to make a standard. And that's when the idea of the cameo became widely used and why Marvel themselves retconned their own first appearances and calling Hulk 180 a cameo of Wolverine. They started calling 299 a cameo of Venom. They called Avengers 199 a cameo of Taskmaster and so forth. So the bottom line, again, demand only dictates the money books. It doesn't dictate the defining factors of those books. And I talk about this on the Comic Book Canon Show a lot over the last weeks when we go through our top 10. Venom 25 was the money book, even when it was defined of the first cameo appearance of Virus. Even after 26 was released, 25 was still the money book. Now, that might be switching a little more because we know that sometimes when those labels are set, we as collectors want to go after what is dictated as the first full appearance. But for at least a couple weeks there, people were still buying into Venom issue 25, regardless of the industry coining it as a cameo. Bishner, we can debate all day, but when it turns to an argument is when it goes, okay. But when it turns to an argument is when it goes, I don't know what you're trying to say there, less too far. Collecting should be fun for you and to interact with the community. And I agree. And that's why I say when I get into these things, it's passion and respectful argumentation. We should never allow these things to be like negative and divisive, right? It's fun that something like comic books can allow us to have these arguments and get so passionate about it. But it should never get to where it's vindictive. It should absolutely never get to where it's like, screw you, you're wrong. It's like, okay, well, we can agree to disagree and so forth. I have a very lawyer mentality. I have that like Tom Cruise, A Few Good Men, type of mentality when it comes to like proving fact. But I do that in a fun way, especially when I'm talking about comics. If I'm talking about serious stuff, that kind of changes things. But when it's about comics, I love drilling home and having an argument. But at the end of the day, I want everyone to know, at least for me, I have no disrespect for anyone if you disagree with me whatsoever. Yeah. Market. Let's see. Okay. I'm gonna call it right now. I won't call your name out on live, but this is my last warning to everyone. I will not accept that. I will not accept name calling and bullying in my comments, in my live streams, and on my channel whatsoever. I will not allow it. That's where I will put my foot down, because that just took the fun out of this. Yep. So I just read some comments. I don't care. I don't care who it's directed at. Any type of derogatory statements are not allowed on this channel. If I see one more from anyone, you are going to be blocked, not from this live stream, but from my channel. I will not tolerate that one bit at all. We can disagree. We can agree to disagree on everything in life. Comic books, religion, politics. I don't care what it is. We do not bring bullying and derogatory commenting to my channel whatsoever. Okay, Sacto. This is where like I understand the argument, because and I don't. So what I know about Kamala Khan is that there's the 0.1, right? But I don't know. I don't really know what I knew, but I don't know off the top of my head, right? There's another. Now, to Sacto's point, and he's challenging me, but I probably agree with you more than you think, just because I'm kind of speaking on a specific point. Guys, the industry standard is still not perfect. And there are a lot of issues out there. And I'll give one example. Carol Danvers' first appearance, right? So I do believe that at the height of the internet and with the birth of CGC and whatnot, the industry standard started going to the cameo to clarify what are we really looking at when it comes to a cameo and when it comes to a first full. And I believe the definition there is getting more concrete. But why wouldn't Marvel go back and make a statement stating that superheroes number, I believe, what is it, 18? Or is it 12 or 18? No, excuse me. Captain Marvel 12? I forget off the top of my head. is Carol Danvers. That should be a first cameo. It should be a first cameo appearance. So, Sacto, I agree with you that there are still errors, meaning it's not consistent whatsoever. But I'm gonna not get Captain Marvel 14, Captain Marvel 17, Marvel .1. I'm gonna look into that with Kamala Khan because I think that'll be a fun thing to discuss. And if there's something where it's going against what is technically industry standard, then I'm with you on that. But I will say, guys, I want everyone to understand that it really is our purchasing dollar and our demand. What's demand? Really, again, it doesn't dictate whatever the industry wants to define the books. Because we will still always collect what we collect. Oh, Sacto, yeah, no, you're good. You're good, my guy. I think you missed it. And I appreciate our respectful back and forth. What I saw in the comments was not from you. So thank you for this nice debate. This is awesome. And I have to get into this unboxing because I don't have too much more time. But Sacto, I'm going to look into more of the Kamala Khan questioning. Thank you so much for bringing that up. I encourage you to at least try to, I hope you took in with an open mind what I said about demand only dictates the money book and not what the industry wants to label it. Although certain times it can be a chicken or the egg situation where the industry might look to the demand and kind of define the labels of the books based on what they think the demand's going to be. So it's a very, very tangled web of a situation, and we all know that we can argue this topic until we're blue in the face, and we'll never get anywhere. We'll never really get to one definitive answer, right? That's why I love it so much. Let's see. Yeah. Impel. Right, collecting chaos. Yeah, and I know Skybox was big on some of the early Marvel ones too. Michael L, what is going on? All right, guys, I got a few more minutes here. I'm gonna go ahead and get into this unboxing, and let me tell you guys, weird packaging job. This is the strangest thing I've ever seen. It's a piece of cardboard folded over onto a photo mailer, and it's not even covering the whole photo mailer. Have you guys ever seen anything like this? Anyways, guys, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. And also, if you haven't subscribed to Comic Book Canon, please do so as well. I'm going to put the link again to the live show. We are 1 hour away, guys. Boom. There's the Comic Book Canon link. Go check us out. And again, thank you. Sacto, again, I want to say thank you for the intense discussion today. I really do appreciate it. And I appreciate the commenter on that video. Again, I want to reiterate, guys, when I get into my little rants, I in no way mean any harm to anyone. I love it. I love the debates that we can have when it comes to comic books. All right, so it's in a photo mailer here. But like I said, that was the weirdest type of packaging not the worst. I've seen worse packaging jobs, but it was just weird. It looks like these books were protected. Hey. Hey. All right, guys. Yeah, this is weird. It looks like. All right, let me show you guys. It looks like either it looks like they were kind of stored in an environment that was susceptible to moisture damage, just because of how the boards are kind of warped. and just the feel of the books. I can't explain it, but I have a couple Action Comics here. We got an Action Comics 447, nice Bronze Age 25 center. It's in decent shape. It's got a little bending right down there. And again, a pet peeve of mine, flip that down before you put it in the bag. Looks like it's been in these bags for a very long time, though. We got a giant size Action Comics. This is number 449. I love the banner on the back of the Action Comics. Isaac asks if I'm going to be purchasing any Golden Age books anytime soon. Probably not. I don't think I have the budget to make that happen. All right, guys, a little bit of a key book. And it's just, the bag is dirty. And the board is warped. I mean, the book itself is decent. It's, you know, these were just, I could tell these were not stored in good condition. And when I say moisture damage, it's not like I see moisture damage on the books, but it's hard to explain. It's like they were sitting probably in a dirty garage or something is the kind of feel that I got. But a little bit of a key here, guys. We got Batman 366, first appearance of Jason Todd as the Joker. I actually talked about this book, I believe, like last week on some key Copper Age books to look into. So I'm happy to get my hands on this. It's a decent condition. It could get a little bit of a press. It's got a few spine ticks, a couple that break color. I would say, you know, maybe a 9.0 with those spine ticks. But I could press it out and maybe try to get it a little higher. But I don't know if you guys can see the color breaks on there. But see you guys, a couple little spine ticks. Not huge on the color breaks, but yes. So there it is, guys. Batman 366. There you are, Mike. You said, where's the Batman? Where are the Batmans? And there it is. Very happy to have this book. Yes, indeed. First time Jason Todd puts on the Robin suit. There he is, battling Joker. Awesome stuff. All right, guys, I got to go meet up with my co-host, Jeff. He's like, what is going on? We got to get ready for the show. We are 56 minutes away. Thank you all so much for showing up today. Isaac, Michael L., Sacto, going to the Clayton Crane signing tomorrow at Ken's Comics. Oh, are you going? Hey, anybody in the Sacramento area? Clayton Crane will be at Ken's Comics in Rockland. That's awesome. That is awesome. I'll be watching Fandom all day tomorrow. Collecting Chaos, thank you so much for showing up. Mike, Tony, Varangian, Jason W. Thank you guys all so much for showing. Guys, we are 55 minutes away. Check out Comic Book Canon. Give us a subscribe over there. And check out our show, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. Again, thank you guys so much. Until next time.